Welcome to the Once Upon an Island podcast, number 2 on the charts, number 1 in your hearts. I'm your host, Wesley, and of course, I am joined by my cheerful co-host,
Rebekah.
And today, we're talking about Survivor 49, Episode 10. And before we begin, I must say, Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Happy Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble.
There is much to be thankful for in this episode, ?
I think there is.
I guess.
I think this was a pretty good episode.
It really was. There was a lot of excitement. I have some thoughts of some things that didn't happen that should have happened in this episode. But
yes.
overall, yeah, it was a very good episode. I liked in the immunity challenge, I liked how violent the tunnels were. That was really funny.
You were all about that in our messaging group, and I just like it happened, and I was like, oh, okay.
I'm not kidding. I literally was laughing out loud.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know why that got me so good, but it was so funny, and I'm grateful for that this week.
Well, this was a solid episode. The post-merge definitely been better than the pre-merge, and upon a binge, I believe 49 will be getting those Reddit posts you see where it's like, I watched Survivor 49 for the first time, and I thought it was pretty good. Well, what did you guys think when it aired live? Because those posts happen like every day about old seasons. And the people, and then it's like, yeah, it's different watching a week to week where it's like, well, the first like 7 episodes were slow.
Yes.
But yes, when you binge it, 7 episodes is like 7 hours versus like 7 weeks. So right.
Exactly.
Anyways, so let's talk through this episode. Definitely some ballsy moves were made this episode. Some good, some bad. But I will say, I just want to preface this entire podcast with, I personally am okay when people try something and fail versus not trying something at all. When you definitely 100%. Should. So there are people this episode that they failed, but I am not like at all emotionally negative about that. I'm like, at least you tried. And that's not like talking down. That's like, at least you tried, because others are not trying. Specifically, somebody I will mention later. But somebody did not try tonight, something they clearly should have tried. And I failed to see why they didn't. And Mary was defending them tooth and nail before I came on this podcast. So yes, tomorrow, Mary and I are doing winner analysis of the remaining players, and she's going to defend this person tooth and nail.
I want to hear that. I'm very curious to hear her thoughts on that.
Yes, because I'm like, Mary, like, how can you defend this? She's like, well, all right, so okay. So let's go through the episode chronologically. As always, chapter markers are in the description, or should be here on YouTube. As always, these podcasts are posted early and ad-free on Patreon. I had somebody ask about that this week. And they go to like Spotify and other places like way after YouTube and Patreon, just for those who are on those platforms. So if you want to listen to them even earlier than you listen to them on those platforms, YouTube, Patreon, that's the places. All right. We start the episode off, and it's very curious, as always, when a big vote happens, who do we hear from after the big vote? Rizgod. Rizgod's who we hear from. Rizgod gets the narrative credit for eliminating Alex, and he definitely did a lot of the work in making that happen. But there are people that you would think we might hear from after Alex is gone. But no, Rizgod, first person we have to hear from, because he is that narratively important.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I mean, I think like overall, over the last the last few episodes, but really specifically the last like episode or 2, I feel like we've gotten so much more information about who Rizgod is as a character on Survivor. Because, like, you know, he comes into the season like, I'm the Rizgod baby, like, you know, very, very, like, in your face. And it's like, okay, let's see what this guy is actually going to do in terms of, like, moves and playing the game, right? So I think in this episode, we saw a lot of his Riz, which I think is a good word to use, his social gameplay. He does have a lot of strengths in those areas. Because he took credit for the Alex vote. He even took credit for the vote tonight that we'll get to later. Like, he took credit at Tribal. I mean, he was not quiet about it, you know.
Good for him.
But very good for him.
Good for anybody, by the way, taking credit for what you're doing. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. The flip side of that, though, is I feel like that's all he has in the game right now. All he has is his Riz. And at some point, I do worry that people are going to see through that. Because, like, yes, he has the charisma. He has all of that. But, like, I mean, we've seen him struggle so much in challenges. And I mean, he still technically hasn't like made a move with advantages. I mean, I guess you could argue that not playing it is a move. So maybe, yeah, there's a conversation to be had there. But yeah, anyway, I agree with you. I think it's very interesting that he did take credit for the Alex vote, and he was the first person that we heard from. I think, yeah, we're definitely starting to get a better picture of like who he is as a character on this season of Survivor.
I agree. Rizgod, very impressive episode for him. Again, Savannah, while she does get through the episode and she made a move by playing the extra vote tonight, I think there was some negativity again. So with our assumed our assumption, there we go. Our assumption that Savannah wins. Assumption that Savannah, I'm thankful that I understand the English language. With our assumption that Savannah wins based on the try placement on 50, it's definitely, this narrative through 10 episodes is telling me there are quite a few people who are against Savannah. So if Savannah does win, it's going to be a 5-3 vote, like when Dee beat Austin, or I just say that specifically because Dee was kind of a villain in 45, not as strongly as Savannah, but
yeah, as much of a villain as we've gotten in the new era so far.
For a winner, because I think there have been actual villains, they just don't win, not true. Narratively at least. And then, or I don't know if it's possible we could get a Kenzie Charlie. Well, no, Kenzie Charlie was 5-3 again. But in that case, neither were villains. But Charlie should have gotten the tie vote from Maria. And I know people will argue and be like, Maria didn't owe him the vote. I agree. Maria didn't owe him the vote, but Maria's reasoning, and I'm not ranting about this, Rebekah, so don't bait me.
Hey, I didn't even start this rabbit trail,
what I'm saying is that Maria narratively seemed like she was going to vote for Charlie. Charlie agreed he was going to vote for her. And then she changed her mind because the glint in Kenzie's eye, she's making fire. For real. Like, that's what changed her mind.
I'm so obsessed with that. That's so
supposedly,
great.
Also, Kenzie said she's going to use the money selfishly, but I went back and it's like, no, it was the glint in Kenzie's eye. That's actually what changed her mind, according to her. And to me, that's a lie. So
yeah,
I think Charlie deserved Maria's vote if Maria's telling the truth that it was the glint in Kenzie's eye. However, Maria's clearly lying, and therefore Charlie did not deserve the vote. But if Maria's telling the truth, then Charlie deserved her vote, if that makes sense. Like, if she's telling the truth. So anyways, point being is that this could be a Charlie Kenzie situation where the show is like, they're actually super close. I just don't understand at the moment how Savannah beats Rizgod, unless Rizgod just doesn't make final 3. That's where I'm at.
That honestly, yeah, I agree with that. I've kind of felt that way for a little bit. Like, I don't think he's going to make it to the end. I mean, is he ever going to play this idol? Like, at some point.
Well, he does every week.
At some point.
No, he's using it to his advantage every week. That's the brilliant thing.
I mean,
the idol is in play every week, and he uses it to his advantage every week, and he hasn't actually played it. And to me, this is some next level, like, actual 4D chess Survivor here. Because tonight he played a fake one.
Yeah.
Even I thought. I'm sure everyone thought that was the real one because we didn't see him make a fake. And I'm sure next week we'll get a flashback.
You know what? After Jeff said this is fake, I remembered that they did show us in the episode, he cut something off of, I'm assuming, his torch. It was one of the torches. Like, we saw him take the axe and, like, cut some beads off of it. And at the time, like, something else was going on. I didn't even, like, really register that was important. But I'm sure, like, that's what they're going to flash back to, is him cutting off the beads off his torch and then playing that as his idol. So yeah, I mean, great move by him. But also at some point, surely Sage or somebody is going to be like, guys, we got to just put votes on him. But I guess it hasn't worked yet.
Did Juwan actually take Rizgod's torch?
I think so.
Did Juwan actually take it? Or was that a joke?
I thought he was being serious, but I guess I'm not 100% sure. But that's really funny.
Mary said it was a joke, and I think he was being serious. And I asked that because you said he cut it off his own torch, but if he did, that means he has another torch with beads on it.
Exactly. Exactly. So another fake. Another
fake already pre-made for him, baby. Rizgod, baby. Yeah, balls of steel. I mean, that's the word for it. Balls of steel. Flipping A. So let's move on. Christina is very emotional about Alex being voted off. She only trusts Steven, but The irony is that Steven snitched. It didn't matter, though. All this setup, and this is probably why I'm upset about one player. All this setup. Last week, Sage tells Steven. Steven then proceeds to tell... Steven tells Sage last week. My bad. Steven tells Sage last week, and we're like, oh, setting it up. Sage tells Sophie S. Ooh.
Yep.
Sophie S. says to her group, hey, I think Christina has the idol. There is no payoff to all this setup. If anything,
I know. All the pieces are in place.
I got blue balls of steel. That's what I have. I'm not saying it again.
That doesn't sound good.
I'm not saying it again.
Probably get that checked out.
I'm not saying it again. That's what I got. I'm like, all this setup with no payoff.
Man.
So why did we get all these? Why did we get that scene last week? Why were there multiple? This could have been shorthand. We could have cut this down if it wasn't actually going to matter in terms of Christina playing the idol.
It should have mattered. I know we'll talk about it when we get there, but it should have mattered. There should have been a move tonight.
And I think that's why they presented it the way they did. I think that's why. I think they presented it the way they did to let you know why later on someone's not going to get no RESPECT around here. Golly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, flipping A, dude. I just that's the only thing I'm frustrated. Well, no, I'm frustrated by something else, but this is overall a good episode. My frustrations are with somebody's move and, well, Jeff. What else is new there? Jeff was good tonight, and he was Jeff tonight. So, all right.
Yeah. I need him to stab another bag of rice. I think that was where Jeff peaked in the new era, and I need him to bring that energy back.
Well, he also told Yanu that they're a bunch of losers. I appreciated that. That was good stuff.
Yes. Bring back salty Jeff.
Just sassy. He's just so sassy, as Kenzie said.
Sassy, yeah, that's a better word,
Jeff.
Yeah. Also,
Kenzie was a villain on paper, but was not presented as a villain, which again goes with my theory of Savannah's being presented as a villain, which makes me I just don't get it. All right. Well,
yeah, I have questions.
I have questions too. Hopefully they'll be answered by the end of the season, but I have questions. All right. So they want to vote off Steven. Savannah's side does. Sage tells Jawan that Christina has an idol. I wrote down so many notes about Christina's idol because I thought it was going to be relevant. Sage tells Jawan that Christina, Christina plays for the wrong person. Hey, I will give Christina this. At least she tried. She had a good plan overall. I think the plan, they didn't know about the extra vote. How could they? They were like, okay, we're going to put our votes on. Of course, they didn't know Sophie S was a leak. They really should have figured that out by now, but they didn't. She was going to vote with Sophi B, Savannah, Rizgod.
For all the talk this episode about getting out the people who are playing the middle, I mean, man, Sophie S is right there.
She was, is she playing though? Because she was like, oh, MC was voted out and they want it to be me. I'm flipping. Has she really played the middle? She just flipped.
I mean, I guess I feel like she's been in the middle in the sense that everyone is telling her everything. Yeah, you're right. I don't know that she's really voted in that way, but she's, I don't know, everyone just keeps telling her things.
Yeah.
And she theoretically should be a target because, if you're not going to vote for Savannah, she's right there, but I guess she had immunity tonight, so whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It's if we're going to start targeting people who are playing the middle, I feel we got to talk about Sophie S a little bit.
I think Sophie S' name will come up, maybe not next week, but give it I would say, well, this is episode 10. I think episode 11, even if she doesn't win immunity, I think she's fine because they simply need her as a number. But once Savannah's side takes out Steven or Christina or Sage, that's when they'll consider Sophie S because the numbers will no longer, but they need that. Right now, they're 4-3. They need more than that. They need to be up 4-2 to consider cutting a number.
Yeah.
And even then,
they don't have that extra vote anymore.
Even then, they might just take her to 5.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might just take her to 5 still. And I don't see why, honestly, they wouldn't. I didn't put any votes on Sophie this week. I'm she's on Savannah's side. She's on Savannah's side. She's good. Savannah's side to me is clean. I put all of my votes of fantasy on people who are not Savannah's side. I think hopefully I put some on Jawan. I got to go back and double check. I think I put
I put 3 on him tonight. So, oh, hey, nice.
Yeah, I put more on Steven. I thought Steven was gone because Steven, man, they've actually put votes on him one week. I was like, surely they're going to vote him off. Yeah. And they were going to.
Well, they talked about it. Yeah.
They were going to. So Sage Actually, it's a good move. As funny as it sounds, at least it was a good move. Sage, I think she's talking to
The farting thing.
Jawan.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want people to think we're talking about strategy. Tell them I'm over here because I have bad gas. And I'm like, using poop as a strategy.
You know what? Yeah.
And
Go off, queen.
Fits within her character. It'd been weird if like Sage had said that. I'm sorry, Sage is the one who said it. It'd been weird if the person who said it. I'm trying to think it'd be weird. Probably if almost anyone else, like Sophie S, Sophie B.
Yeah.
Had been like,
like
bad
out
gas.
of the blue, where did that come from?
That's not in character for you. But if Sage, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. All right. That's good strategy by Sage. Jawan doesn't like Steven keeping the idol secret from him. Steven lies to him because Jawan's like, but again, all this is leading to nothing. Ultimately, Jawan and Steven vote together. So like, we're just wasting time.
Right.
In the episode. I hate when this happens. I thought this was leading to something. I look at my note now, I realize it was leading to nothing. Steven wants to idol at Savannah. That's a good plan. Like, the opposing side had a good plan. Christina, even later on, is like, I'm going to throw a vote on Rizgod just in case. That's good. Don't put don't put all your eggs in one basket. They just didn't realize Sophie S was flipping, and they didn't know about the extra vote. Like, it was a good plan. It was just it was lacking, I guess. The one person they thought they had.
Yeah.
Because they had Sophie S, it would have been a tie.
Well, and also in this conversation with Steven, this is another thing that ended up, I guess, not meaning anything.
It was 5 to 3 to 1. It would have been 4 to 4 to 1, right? Am I wrong on that?
Without the extra vote, it would have been 4 to 3 to 1. But they thought that Sophie.
No. Sorry, I'm saying if Sophie S voted with them, it would have been 4-4-1. So Sophie S voted against them, so it's 5-3-1. Yeah, no, the extra vote was happening no matter. I'm sure extra vote was happening no matter what. I'm sure Savannah plays that whether Sophie S votes with them or not. Yeah. Yeah. It just secured what was going to happen. Yeah. Because then on a revote, they go back and revote. Oh, they're screwed. They're screwed. Yeah. Because on a revote, they don't have the extra vote anymore. Dang, Sophie S really did decide it tonight. I mean, the extra vote sounds nice, but Sophie S decides it. On a revote, who cannot be voted for?
Yeah.
Right.
But
Savannah
she can't use the extra vote on a revote. Yeah,
no.
You're right.
Well, Savannah can't vote. She can't, because on a revote, Savannah, it wouldn't even matter. Savannah can't revote. Jawan can't do the revote. They clearly are only going to vote for each other, as Jeff would say. So everyone else has to vote, and then they revote, and then it would be 4-3. I believe in that case it'd be 4-3. Could be wrong.
Savannah's
that sounds
gone.
right. Because only Sophie B and Rizgod would vote for Jawan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then would Rizgod play the idol?
No, she flipped. Then Rizgod, too late at that point. You can't play at that point. Yeah. Sophie S was, I know it's presented as the extra vote was a deciding factor, and I guess narratively that's what's important to the overall story. But Sophie S was actually, I cannot believe they gave this girl a zero confessional episode. They did her dirty.
I know. I will say, as we've gotten into the post-merge, I am like kind of mad that they did that, because she has she's been playing really great. Like I've enjoyed watching her play, and just like, I would be so much more invested in her as a character if she didn't have that zero confessional episode.
I would have her ranked super high. I'd probably have her 3. Yeah, honestly.
Absolutely.
I would have her ranked 3 tonight if she didn't have a zero confessional episode. For those who don't know what we're talking about, historically, since season 42, if you have a zero confessional episode, meaning you don't talk to the camera in an episode, you aren't winning. Narratively, you have been destroyed. This is a Genevieve situation, because Genevieve had it happen to her in like episode 2 or 3 of 47. But then Genevieve's like this massive character by the end of the season who's an actual threat. But then us who analyze the winners, the winner analysis, we're like, but we can't seriously consider what about Genevieve, because she had the zero confessional episode. Christina has 2, but like none of us are considering Christina as a winner. Come on now, get real.
Right. Yeah.
Sophie S could be an actual winner contender if they didn't do her dirty. Why did they do her dirty? They couldn't give her one. I know. One. They have 90 minutes. They couldn't even get Sophie S 1. They really didn't like her, dude.
I think we talked about it when it happened, but I do really think that they, like production or Jeff or whoever, was like mad at her for the diet food comment for that one reward. And it's like, I think that's really why they just like didn't want us paying attention to her, which is, it's unfortunate. I don't know. I would love to I was going to say I would love to see her come back, but I guess if production doesn't like her, she's probably not going to, but
I think if they want her back, she'd be on 50.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's been playing a great game. It's like I've really enjoyed watching her play post-merge, but it's just unfortunate.
she's a contender to come back if they do. I don't think it would be called this now. I think now once we do 50, it's done. It's no longer the new era. I feel like the era is done at 50, the new era, which by the way, terrible name once we move to the next era.
Yeah. Cause now it's the new era. If anyone's seen Doctor Who, New York.
I have not.
Anybody?
Is that what happens?
Yeah. They go to like New York way in the future and it's just called New York.
In New York. So the new era is going to be done after 50. Whatever the next era is not the new era. If they don't name it, we'll name it. We'll figure it out. I got names for all the other eras. Why not this one? My point is that I don't think they would call it New Era All-Stars. If they do, how long is the new era? Is it 20 seasons? Right. Is that really an era if we're talking back? Like, remember 15 seasons ago in the new era? Anyways. So my point is if they ever do New Era All-Stars or something equivalent, I could see Sophie S being on the table to come back.
Yeah.
But
that would be great. I would vote for that.
And then on the returning season, Jeff be like, remember back when you said the diet food? You've had such a character arc since then. You've really grown to be a survivor lackey or whatever.
Oh, which speaking of rewards, I was concerned for a second tonight that they were going to give them one dry hot dog again.
Let's talk about this. The reward challenge.
We'll talk about it.
No, we're right now. Reward challenge.
We're here. Okay,
so
great.
I don't even really care about the reward challenge. Everyone gets split up into two groups, whatever.
Yeah.
Christina cries for her mother's, for her mom. She misses her mom. Her mom is passed away as far as I understood. Is that correct?
Yes. I think she talked about it in like episode 1 or 2. Like it's been a while, but yeah, she mentioned that, she and her mom have always been really close, but her mom passed away recently. And so she's been like dealing with the grief of that and then is suddenly, playing Survivor and kind of still in the midst of like dealing with, all of the emotional side of all of that, which is very understandable. And
correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Understandable that it kind of comes to this moment for sure.
Reminds me of Adam in Millennials versus Gen X when his mother was, I think she had stage 4 cancer and she was at the hospital as he was playing. I imagine similar situations for the both of them. That's why Adam was crying on Millennials. Like this is like one of those times like I don't knock you at all for crying. Like that is a huge event for any person. And Jeff, I think, handled this like a pro. Like he took this in stride and like handled it exactly as I hoped he would. And that's what I mean, like good Jeff. This is good Jeff. Good Jeff handled Christina perfectly. It was just a good moment for both of them.
Yeah, he let her have her moment and let her, like, I think he asked really good questions to like not make the moment, not take the spotlight away from her in a sense, but also just like helping her like kind of process what she was going through. Like, yeah, I thought he handled this really well. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Good on Jeff. I definitely understood. I empathize with Christina there. Absolutely on par. So I got nothing else for that. It was good moment for Christina, good moment for Jeff. So we move on to the actual challenge, jump into the water, do balance beams. The only thing that was really new was the hoop at the end is like tetherballed, like the buoys are tethered. But honestly,
that was interesting.
We've seen this challenge 100 times. Like this version, like this is just a different version of the same challenge. Seen this 100 times. I want to say
the thing that made this challenge interesting for me was Christina, not just her moment at the beginning, but even like on the balance beam where she was like struggling and she like just muscled her way back and like did not let herself fall in the water. Like that was a cool moment, especially after watching the Rizgod fall like 4 times or whatever it was. Like,
so when I was
I don't know, watching him scoot across the balance beam, I was like, okay, this is the opposite of Riz. No offense.
Yeah, definitely opposite of Riz.
Yeah, but he brought it back later, so it was all good. But yeah, just in that moment, it was like, okay.
So when I was in Fiji, I actually saw a lot of this challenge there. For those who don't know, Mary and I went on our own time. There was no CBS or Survivor bringing us there. Therefore, we got to see everything without production interference. Let's put it that way. And what we saw, we got to actually physically touch and saw in person was we got to see like the big balls that they do at the Mergatory or whatever it's called now. The Merge, I don't know. I guess just this season was the Merge. The fans didn't change Jeff's mind. Don't worry, the Mergatory will be back I was sweating about it. Yeah, let's go. Whoa, can't wait. Anyways, it's like a lot of these challenge props I got to see, but specifically I remember the balance beams because I was surprised that these balance beams, which I are I mean, they're I would say fairly wide. I'm actually surprised people fall off them, but the ocean is there. They're probably wet. However, I will mention that
moving because of the ocean.
Probably swaying with the ocean, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't realize, actually think that would be funny if they changed, is those balance beams have grip. Like they didn't add anything to them. It's just the way that they're textured, where the feet go. I call it gripped. Like, it's gripped. It's not like smooth as butter. It is gripped. So it does help them cross the balance beam. I think it'd be funnier if they ungrip them.
Just sanded it down, smoothed it out.
Get rid of the grip and have people actually struggling on this balance beam, because I've seen this balance beam 100 times. Let's make it harder. Anyways, that's my thought on the balance beam. So I touched it. It actually hurt my hand to touch it and move my hand on it. Right. That's how gripped it is.
Wow.
So that's why it's like the balancing beam actually to me is not, I don't view it as hard now that I've actually seen a person like this is not in the ocean wet. It is probably normal difficulty. It all of a sudden goes from being easy because it's easy on land to normal difficulty, in my opinion, based on me seeing it in person. I also didn't walk on it in the ocean. So, I can only speak so much. Also, the super tall things to jump off of are as exactly tall as you think. It's probably like 20 feet up in the air. Like 20 feet up, I would say, is probably that jump. So, pretty big jump. Pretty big jump. Yeah. Right, for sure. All right. So a bunch of S's win this challenge. Just a bunch of S's. Almost all the S's, but they have split up the S's.
Almost all of them.
Almost all of them. A bunch of S's win this challenge. Sage, Sophi B, Sophie S, and Steven win reward. Bunch of S's. They get to go to the sanctuary where good things happen, which I also got to go to. I also know where this challenge site is. The only ocean site they use. Not that I mean, it's just the ocean. It's just by Mana Island. It's nothing. It's just the ocean. I'm not gonna pretend like I was in that exact spot in the ocean. It was just the ocean. Anyways, the sanctuary I went to, but the building was not there. I was waiting for. I'm like, is the sanctuary gonna be back for 49.50? Because the building was not there when I went to Fiji. The sanctuary building. They must tear it down every off season. They used to not to. According to people working the island, it used to be there. It used to just leave it up. But I guess now they took it down after 50 for sure. I don't know if they took it down last summer, but they took it down after 50. So I don't know if that means anything. I really don't know. But anyways, the sanctuary building was not there, but I found the sanctuary spot because you can take a shaded road by golf cart to it. Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Only, I would say, for those who are wondering how far from Jeff's abode is it, not that Jeff goes there, about a 3-4 minute golf cart ride at most. Yeah. Pretty close. Okay. Anyways, pretty close to a lot of challenge sites. Anyway, sanctuary. They get to the sanctuary. Legit sanctuary. No diet food.
Yeah. It was great. They each got, I think, a loaded burger and hot dog with toppings, all the fixins, as Jeff says.
Yeah, when he said that, I knew there was going to be condiments. Yes.
It's like you get ketchup and mustard. Hey, at least it's better than one dry hot dog.
Right.
It's hard to be worse than that. So
what did Rachel say happened on 47 when they got one dry hot dog?
That they complained about it to
Tiana
production.
Told production something along the lines of where the F are the condiments. Something along the lines of that.
Oh, yeah.
Something along the lines of that was what Rachel said happened. She's like, we went to the one dry hot dog reward, and Tiana asked, or she says something along the lines like, this is all their effing is, or where the F are the condiments. It's something I'm paraphrasing.
That's so funny.
Listen to our podcast with Rachel 2 weeks ago.
What an icon.
While what we talked about was clearly dated in terms of the episode, so much 47 talk was on there that I say is timeless.
That was such a fun conversation. Yeah, I love that we got the tea on stuff like that from 47. That was so fun.
Lots of behind the scenes tea, and so much stuff I had to cut out simply because it was too much behind the scenes. And apparently, we were worried that Survivor production would put the hammer down if we left it in the podcast.
If the tea is too piping hot, you might get burned. So
I kept the tea as hot as I could, but just know I learned even more
just not scalding.
I learned even more than you heard, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm not trying to tease the listeners. I'm just letting you know, it's crazy how much more there is, and I wish I could say it. Wish there was. I tell everyone as much as I know. Let's put it that way, and I'm not even under contract. That tells you how scary it is. Tells you how scary it is.
It's really scary. It's like a horror movie, actually.
It's like a horror movie. It's like the tunnel. It's like the tunnel to immunity challenge. So I will say that the crying did not live up to expectations. And that is not a knock against Christina at all. I thought Christina was going to cry because she didn't get reward.
Yes.
That was my expectation. So my expectation was not met. I'm not complaining. It just was not met. But then Rizgod cries, and because he didn't get reward, I guess. And it was a very tender tear. It's a tender Rizgod tear. Again, not up to expectations. I was hoping something actually legitimately happened. Not bad. Yeah. Just, you just wanted him to have a good reason to cry. Right. Didn't feel like a good reason. Christina, legit cry. Rizgod. Okay. I mean,
I'm still chasing the high of that one episode where Liz had a meltdown over Applebee's. That's what I was hoping we were going to get from Rizgod.
They gave Liz a backstory with pictures after that of her going to Applebee's with her daughter.
Backstory about Applebee's.
Right.
Man, Applebee's, I don't know how much they paid for that promotional, that sponsorship, but man, they got their money's worth.
Amongst the hardcore fans,
how many times?
True.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, oh man,
unfortunately,
what an iconic moment.
Applebee's marketing department has zero idea how much the hardcore fans have hung on to this moment and how much we actually look forward to when they do Applebee's. Something tells me it's not going to be back. Something tells me that was the last one, because I think after 46, around the time of 46, when they started shutting down a bunch of locations, including where I live. We used to have a location where I live, and now it's gone. I can't even go to Applebee's when I want to. Something tells me that they were marketing the wrong places.
They should have one last sponsorship for season 50.
I don't think it's how that marketing works. I don't think they're like, let's use the last of our marketing budget on 50.
We'll close our doors right after this. We're going to spend every last penny.
I will say I'm legitimately surprised when you go back to season 1, season 2, the earlier seasons, how many sponsors they had to pay for the show, because they weren't sure if
they used to give away cars and stuff, right?
Well, the car was a different thing. I don't think I think the car got pulled because of, and this isn't confirmed, but it's as confirmed as can be, because again, you would need to work for Survivor / work for whoever is providing the vehicles, which I believe is Ford, to get this. But I believe that the combination of the Cook Islands race twist was not disclosed. I don't think that was disclosed to the Chevy, Ford, whoever it was, because they did give away a vehicle that season. I forget whether it was in a reunion or during the season, whichever one. I think Ozzy got it. I don't know. Again, I forget who got it, how, but I think it was contractually already happening before they knew about the twist. And then it happened again on season 14. And at that time they weren't filming back to back. So as I said, I don't think it was just Cook Island thing. That might have been a catalyst. That might not have been a part of it. Who knows? The Dreams stealing the truck from Meow Man, which I still get comments about on YouTube to this day, where people are mad at Dreams about something that happened almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
Holy crap, crazy. Guys. 18 years ago. But
also,
people are still mad about that.
I'm still mad about things that happened 20 years ago.
Bad publicity, I believe, making it such a bad thing that the vehicle was stolen stolen in quotes, because it was a deal and it wasn't in writing or whatever. Anyways, I think something tells me that just ended it. And Jeff tried to say, oh no, the car sponsorship, they loved when that happened, but it hasn't happened since. So press X to doubt, Right. I will say I'm surprised they haven't had more sponsors, considering all of the supposed budget issues. And I say supposed because we're now doing 90-minute episodes. We're shooting 13 less days. I don't work for CBS, so I'm sure there are budget cuts because of less viewers. But why don't we have sponsors then? You think sponsors would chomp at the bit to be a part of rewards for the right price?
I mean, they used to do I don't remember which brand it was, but they used to do cell phone.
They did Sears. They did movies.
Yeah, Sears. They
used to do
the movie, man.
The cell phone would be for the loved ones, right? They would, of course, I'm not saying Sears. I'm not saying these specific ones come back, but I'm saying they used to do more. And I'm thinking for the right price that there would be companies that would sponsor a reward for the right price. Why aren't okay, here's, to me, this feels like an untapped well that they used to tap into. And why not? Charmin, I know, did one.
And as we learned in this episode, Jeff is willing to negotiate. So I think we should offer him
Maybe that's the problem, that they're negotiating with Jeff.
We'll give him $50 to promote the podcast in the show.
Oh,
that's our final offer.
Real talk, joking, but real talk. Like, maybe that is the problem. Jeff's the one negotiating.
He's like, well, you didn't agree to my first offer. All right, let's get to the challenge. Right,
let's get to the challenge. Guess we're not doing it then. Golly.
And the businessmen in their suits are like, what challenge?
Let's brief over some notes we can get to, because I want to talk about that now you said it. We have the boys on the bench moment, which was a funny little moment. Sage says Savannah is mistaken about what's going to happen. Turns out Sage is mistaken. Sage talks to Steve about voting off Savannah. Savannah's the target, basically. And then Sage tells Sophie about the idol. Again, I wrote this stuff because I thought it'd be relevant. It was not. I mean, Sage being anti-Savannah is relevant story-wise, but not the idol stuff. All right, we have the immunity challenge. What's the immunity challenge? To go through a tunnel, do a puzzle?
Yes, but we got to talk about this tunnel, because it's like a teeter tunnel, and I don't know like how extensively they've tested this out. Like I assume, I assume that, you know, they've had people go through it and stuff before. Maybe the contestants were just like going through it faster than they expected, but like, man, yeah, you get into the tunnel and you get to the point where it tips, and like some people were just like, I mean, it was so violent. Like if you're going too fast through the tunnel, I think it just like tilted so fast and it like slammed into the ground and kind of like shook you around in the tunnel. Like, I don't know. Like I said earlier, like that just cracked me up. I don't know what it was about it specifically, but I'm a big fan of that specific element of this challenge. I would love to see that come back.
Yeah, I just gotta go back and rewatch it. I will admit, during challenges, I do zone a little bit. Tribal, I zone a lot, though this one I was paying close attention to because I was waiting for something to happen that did not. But
right.
I usually zone a little bit during challenges. So like I definitely was paying attention. Like I remember, go through the tunnel, do your puzzle pieces through latches or whatever. Like it didn't really matter. It took 2 seconds. And then a teeter-totter or bounce beam your puzzles on a teeter-totter on a stick and then make the puzzle. Like I remember the challenge. I just don't remember how violent the tunnel was. So I got to go back and rewatch that.
I think that might have been part of it, is like, you know, I'm like taking notes so I can like talk about it, you know, on the podcast. But like, I think that's why the tunnels were so funny to me, was because it kind of broke me out of that a little bit. Like it caught my attention in a way that challenges don't normally. So whatever that says about me, I guess. I guess I enjoy violence or whatever, but
just upload it to YouTube, so I'm skimming to when they go through the tunnels now, just so I can see it firsthand. But let's talk about this rice negotiation, Rebekah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Tell me first off, okay, this feels really late in the game to be doing it. I don't know if this is always when they do it, but it's laid out in such a way where it's like 7 days left in the game. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing a rice negotiation. Like the moment I hear that, I'm like, 7 days left. No, okay, it's fine.
Right.
That's fine. That's okay. Okay. And I think it's basically said by people. Jawan's the only one considering it. And Jeff's like, this bag of rice, 3 people. And Jawan's like, Jawan, everyone could sense that it's not happening. So Jawan's like, half the bag for 2 people. And I'm like, that's actually a fair trade. I immediately thought, that's a good deal. Jeff immediately says no. Rebekah, what the heck? Well,
but I'm also like, just given the response that we had already heard from Christina and the Rizgod, I was like, I don't know who are the 2 people going to be that are going to sit out. Like, even if Jawan agrees to it, everyone else seemed like they were ready for this challenge. So yeah, I mean, I agree. If I'm in Jeff's shoes, like I probably would have agreed to that counteroffer, but I don't think it actually would have happened. But again, like I said earlier, we need to bring back the Jeff that's like stabbing a bag of rice. Like that's the energy that I need Jeff to bring.
It works so effectively in 45, but I'm afraid that he would do it now and people would be like, okay. And that's what I would do. I'd be like, okay.
And then they all just stand there and maintain eye contact as the bag empties slowly. No one says a word.
Would that not make for a good TV moment, though?
It would. It would be so funny.
That'd be better than like Jeff being stubborn.
Yes. Use that to fill your 90 minutes instead of all these conversations that don't go anywhere.
What am I watching? Curb Your Enthusiasm? Except this isn't funny. Curb Your Enthusiasm is 99% just talking. And Larry David going, let me ask you a question. Just get himself into a bad situation. Hilarious show, by the way. I love it. It is all talking, basically. And I say that because like Survivor should not be Curb Your Enthusiasm without the comedy. Like, that's just not funny. It's not good.
Right.
So yeah, like, dude, stab the bag of rice or something like that. We talked about 45, like, oh, what's the next step? What are they going to do after this? Apparently the answer was nothing.
Light the bag on fire. Do something. Like, yeah.
The answer was
we
nothing.
need this to escalate.
We're not going to do anything, apparently. We're just going to...
Yeah.
And then Savannah makes a good point. Is this not a negotiation? Because Jeff just said no. He didn't counter or nothing. And Jeff's like, yeah, it's a negotiation. So what's the counter? Jawan says quarter bag for, what did he say, for one person or two people? He said for two people. Jawan's just trying to get
people, yeah.
Jawan, because Jawan's willing to sit out. It turns out, well, he didn't win the immunity ball, so he got voted off. But still, he was willing to negotiate, and Jeff's like, all right, I guess we're just doing the challenge. Like, what?
Right.
What?
Well, and yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting because, like, I think if I recall the order of events correctly, I think, Jeff said no to Jawan's initial offer, and then Jawan immediately offered the second option.
No. Savannah said, is this not a negotiation? And then Jawan jumped in with his offer, and she's like, Jawan, shut up.
Okay, that's what I remember is that she cut him off and she was like, no, don't give away our power. Like, I'm trying to negotiate. So, okay, yeah, I guess maybe that was after she said
to be
the first
fair,
thing to Jeff. But
Jawan is losing power by saying that. However, there still should have been a counter offer. There still should have been or Jeff should answer the question with, this is not a negotiation, this is a deal. You either accept the deal or deny the deal. Because really it's not a negotiation, it's just a deal.
Because that's fair too. Yeah. Like, that's valid if it's just a deal and you either accept the offer or you don't. That's fair.
And I'm expecting, I haven't listened to the propaganda podcast, obviously, because we record this right after the episode is done. But I'm expecting on the propaganda podcast, one of two things going to happen. I'm leaning towards the second one. The first one is Jeff goes, in retrospect, I realized it wasn't a negotiation and that I was wrong. Or what I actually expect Jeff to say is that it was a negotiation and, like, they just didn't give me a good offer. You're like, but if you're on Survivor, you should apply for Survivor. If you're on Survivor, give me a good offer and I might accept it. That's what I expect to be said. Again, there are times where Jeff does number one, and those are times where it gives you hope, but 80% of the time it's number two. And preferably, the number one's always faster. You know, when you do number one, it's much faster. And you're like, number one, quick. I didn't even think about the number one. Number two, takes time out of your day. It takes time out of your day. You know?
Yeah.
Saying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So Savannah forces a negotiation, but there's no counter. Sophie S wins immunity. This was spoiled, by the way, on next time, not next month's Survivor, on the TV ads. For those who watch TV.
Yeah.
I saw on the ads, like, they did like the shot of them walking to Tribal, and one person doesn't have a bag, and you could tell. Yeah, you could tell. It was one of the yellows, and I'm like, well, probably wasn't Christina.
Right.
It was probably Steven or Sophie S.
Yeah.
It turns out Sophie S, yeah. Anyways, so that was, I hate when TV ads do that. I can't blame the show, because that's a different department. That's like CBS themselves that did that, or Paramount, or whoever it is. So
yeah,
apparently we go back to camp and it's time for Savannah to go, but like, come on now. We know that's not happening.
Right.
I did worry for a second
really
when Rizgod's idol was fake. I was worried for like a second, but I was like, oh wait, no, I know who's on 50.
Yeah. Right. I was like, yeah, because I feel like Savannah, I mean, obviously she's gotten a ton of attention in the edit so far, but like in terms of gameplay and like that sort of thing, I still feel like I don't know exactly what she does to get on 50. So it's either that she wins the game or she's got to make some big crazy move. Like Rizgod at this point, I get it. I understand. Yes. He's enough of a character. It's like, okay, I understand why he's on 50.
And he's making moves. He's making moves.
He's doing things.
He's doing
Savannah,
things.
Again, we're getting a lot of content about her, but like that's intentional. The show is intentionally showing us this content. So it's clearly like something has to happen to where she ends up getting on 50 and the show wants us to like her or to, I don't know, at least, like have opinions about her.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Maybe she eliminates the Rizgod. Maybe she beats him in fire or something. I just don't at the moment. We have 3 episodes left. 11, 12, and 13. 13, the finale. Savannah has yet to do anything strategically for me to be impressed. If we're supposed to be impressed that she played an extra vote, I'm not. I'm not impressed.
Like it's
okay. It's fine.
It was a good move, but it's not that flashy. It's not, like
it's not
I wouldn't
Survivor
be surprised.
50 worthy.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she beats the Rizgod in fire or even Sophi B in fire. Like, I kind of feel like that's maybe where we're heading at this point. But I guess we'll talk about it more when we get to winner analysis. But yeah.
So Sage tells Sophie S about Christina's idol. Again, who cares? Rizgod says he will play his idol. Okay, that's important to know. Christina wants to throw one vote on the Rizgod just in case he plays his idol for Savannah, which is what they're suspecting is going to happen. Good idea. It didn't work, but the idea was good. And I think this is a sound strategic decision. I want to give credit because I feel like often we as an audience, especially probably here on this podcast, I try to do my best to give all sides credit when they try something, even if it fails. But I want to be more intentional about that because I believe that if you tried something that failed, like, I'm not going to knock you. Like, good for you for trying. Because there's so many people who go on the show and just do nothing and just sit on their hands and let things happen to them. And if you actually tried, nope. I am for you. Good job. All right, Savannah,
Yeah,
I still haven't said what I'm glad we have been teasing, but like, we're going to get to it.
We'll get to it. Yeah.
Savannah is so intense when talking to Christina. Christina has to step back again.
Which, okay,
I haven't kept
I
track
want to
of
get
all
your
the
thoughts on
jurors
this moment.
because Christina's not making final three. If she is, I think she's a goat.
Yeah.
So she might get yellow votes. I just don't think she's making juror. I don't think she's making final three. There's just too many people in line for final three. I don't think she's part of that line of people. We'll see. Things could change. Christina is like, this is so intense. I got to step back. And Savannah's like, what? I'm just asking questions. What? And this is like more evidence of people aren't going to vote for Savannah. I'm sure there are people, but there are definitely people who will vote against Savannah for whoever the alternative is to Savannah, in my opinion. And like, Christina's one of those people.
Yeah. It's really interesting. Yeah. I wanted to like get into this moment because to me, when we see like Savannah just asks Christina point blank, like, who are you voting for? Like, it did not feel aggressive to me at all as the audience.
Her face.
Like, it was just, I guess, but it's still like, I mean, you're on Survivor. Like, you have to expect that people are going to ask you who you're voting for, especially if you're like trying to have a conversation about like, let's work together for this vote.
Christina's emotional.
That being said,
just yesterday, she was crying about her mother, and that's not a joke. She's in a very emotional state right now.
Absolutely. And I think like also that's maybe part of the reason why if I went on Survivor, I probably wouldn't win because like that is something you have to consider is like, it's not just what you're saying or how you're saying it. It's really more important how the other person is receiving what you're saying and how you're saying it. And I think this is a situation where like, to me, if I was the one having that conversation with Savannah, I wouldn't have any issue with her asking that. I might like sweat a little bit if I'm trying to lie to her, but I like that's the game. We're here to play Survivor. But Christina is a different person than I am. And so she, took that a very different way. And that's something that, like you're saying, if Savannah if she's not careful and she's not doing good jury management, which we haven't really seen her doing
multiple times,
we've seen her kind
over
of,
and over, they show us with people who are not pleased with Savannah.
So it is, I mean, that is like, honestly, my big hang up right now with like putting her at the top of my winner analysis is like, how is she going to sway this jury? I'm so curious to see like, how the story is going to end. So yeah, that was definitely a very interesting moment between her and Christina.
Why couldn't Rizgod and Savannah be on the same tribe on 50? Yeah. They put two 46ers together. It wasn't against the rules. Why couldn't Rizgod and Savannah both be on 50 on the same tribe? Then we can have a legit discussion of like, it doesn't mean either person wins or it means that one of them wins, which is already what we're suspecting as it is. Narratively. Right. I'm between those two and Sophie S. Like, that's who, but like Sophie S got zero
Sophie S or Sophi B?
Sophie S, obviously.
Sophie S.
Oh, Sophie S, obviously. Sophie B we'll talk about later.
For sure. Okay.
Anyway, so yes, it's just more evidence. And again, maybe I should keep an exact track of everybody who's spoken since the merge negatively about Savannah, how she's mean, how they don't like her, how they like, they just can't like, people can't really be around her unless they're part of her group.
Yeah.
And her group is going to be the final three at the moment.
Yes.
Rizgod's
Here's
a vote
my pitch.
She puts him on the jury, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's my pitch. Yes, number one, she puts Rizgod on the jury, beats him in fire. He helps sway the jury. That could be a huge thing.
With only one night, though, and it's the night before Final Tribal, and they probably all party and drink, I doubt that.
Yeah. Yeah. But number 2, and I think this one's maybe more important, I wonder if she's going to get, because we've had a couple instances where she's told us this, her tragic backstory, her sob story about when she was, working for this news company and like had all these issues with like being ostracized and like not invited to things and everyone was against her and just how that made her feel. If she can turn that into her like final tribal speech and just talk about like, hey, I kept all of you at arm's length because of this trauma that I have. I don't know. I could see that working on some people. Like if she can really like be vulnerable and kind of share that and like kind of explain a game reason why she might have like kept people at a distance or been like a bit abrupt with people or whatever, then I think that people could be swayed to vote for her. But at the moment, I think like she's got to own it. She has to be aware of it and own that that's the way that she's played the game. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this ends, but that's kind of where my head's at right now. Do you like, are you following? Do you think that would be like a good strategy for her to use at this point?
I'm going off topic. Rebekah, I've told you this for years. You should apply for Survivor. I truly think that if you meet my expectations, and Mary agreed with me, by the way, on this, you are a late jury. You are a late jury. Meeting expectations, that's your late jury. Yeah. If you're on the disaster tribe, sorry, I don't know. I really don't. You have to be on a normal tribe or the successful tribe. Meaning, if it's a 3-tribe season, which come on, is ever going to change? If you're on the disaster tribe, sorry, Rebekah, that wasn't your fault. But if you're on the other two, I mean,
unless I can have a Sophi B storyline, and I would play my advantage. We'll get to it in a second. I would not sit on my hands.
If you exceed my expectations, I think you would surprise yourself by how good you'd be at Survivor. Because I think, Rebekah, you have the knowledge to play Survivor, which is what I have. But I am a first boot / final 3 goat waiting to happen. I go on Survivor. My expectations are if I make it like if people surprisingly want to work with me and even plan on like this is not, I'm not in a Rome situation where I'm delusional about what everyone thinks about me. Hopefully that's the case. Where I'm actually I'm not delusional and people do want to work with me. I am a final 3 goat waiting to happen, but it's not going to be final 3 goat because I sat on my hands. It's going to be final 3 goat because I played aggressively. And there's no way in anywhere, and they'd have to cut it out of the show for me not to know that Sophi B has that advantage. Because Mary will tell you I am pushy. I will push and push until I find out. I'll be like, guys, we are working together. We are the minority. What do we have? Sophi B, do you have anything? They would have to show it on the show. Sophi B would be like, no, I don't have anything. Fine. Like, I'm not going to if I believe you, I believe you. Like, even if you're lying to me. But I'm like, you will not like it. That should like, how is no one asked Sophi B, do you have anything? And they should show that because remember, she's perpetuating the lie. She has nothing. So that should be shown. So either A, no one's asked her to her face, or B, the show's decided this isn't important. But I feel like it is because they keep mentioning every week how it's a secret. So like that would be shown if it wasn't. Yeah. If it was, I feel like nobody's asked her to her face.
Truly never plays it, but still, it's like, this seems like that would be an important moment. And she's an important character too. It's not like she's, but she's not a Christina in this season where it's like, okay, she's already had a 0 confessional episode. Like she's not going to make it, she's not the winner. But it's like, Sophi B is clearly an important character. So it would shock me if something like that happened and we didn't see it in the show.
Not in a million years, though, am I losing Survivor because I sat in my hands. No way. No way, no how.
That's the worst way to lose Survivor.
No way, no how. If I'm losing, it's because I was on the wrong side of the numbers. I was a first boot. I was final 3 goat. I'm losing because I made a wrong move, not because I didn't make a move. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Like that's
Yeah.
Anyways, so put Rebekah on the show. That's my pitch. You'd fit the new era quite nicely. I don't know if I'd fit in the new era, but you'd fit in the new era quite nicely.
Yeah.
Yes, I have applied to those who keep saying it. But the last week, Rebekah, there were some comments saying you should apply, and I'm with them.
I saw those. Yeah. That was interesting. Yeah.
I paid
Something
them.
To think about. Oh, you did? Okay.
I Venmo'd them each $1,000 for the comment.
Whoa. You should have sent that money to the casting department.
No, unfortunately, I think you're not from California, New York, Rebekah. We got to move you. You got to move to one of those states. Yeah. That's our downfall.
I could always lie though, right?
I think they're going to research that.
Did they? Yeah,
I don't think
do
they're
they
just
need
gonna
my
take you at
mailing
their.
address?
I just don't think they're gonna take you face value on that one. I think they're gonna check that one. So yeah.
I just like Photoshop a photo of me in front of the Statue of Liberty. They're like, what is this?
Why? Wait, taking a photo in front of the Statue of Liberty doesn't prove you live in New York, Rebekah.
I know.
And you had to Photoshop
But on top
it?
of that, it's like really bad Photoshop. They're like, none of this is
And then
evidence.
it's a postcard you sent to them. That's the picture on the front. On the back, you put, I live here, Rebekah.
Yeah.
You
Trust me.
Sign it, Rebekah.
Trust me, bro.
I live here, Rebekah. All right.
That's so funny.
So we go to Tribal, and Rizgod tells Jeff he's here to put on a show. He loves talking to Jeff. And I'm like, Rizgod knows how to get on 50.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
That felt like, honestly, this moment, I'm so glad you said that, because that's what this felt like to me, is like, it feels like Rizgod's not trying to win this season. He's trying to get on 50.
Good for him.
And I respect it.
Good for him.
He knows what he wants and he's going for it, guns a-blazing, and I'm enjoying it. Like, absolutely go. Like, yeah,
right.
good for him.
My goal is to win. Don't get me wrong. But while you're trying to win and the host just openly said, hey, spots are open for next season, better believe that's in the back of my mind. That is in the back of my mind the whole time. So yes, good for Rizgod. Definitely what he was doing. Nobody can tell me differently. Except for the Rizgod himself. And even then I'd be like, come on now. Like, come on now. You know what you're doing.
Don't be humble.
Come on now. Yeah, don't start now, Rizgod.
Right.
I will say Jawan was like, at one point Jawan, so I was actually paying attention to Tribal for once. Jawan was like, I'm a threat. And Savannah rolls her eyes. Cut Savannah rolling her eyes.
Yeah. She had some really big reactions to him talking tonight, because he went off and was talking about, like, you know, the classic, oh, the person going home tonight they're not going to see it coming.
Yeah.
They're charming and witty, like, blah, blah, blah. They need to get voted out.
Yeah, she did.
He's
She had some big facial reactions. Yeah.
And like, to the point that I was like, it seemed almost a little excessive. Like, I don't know, you need to be a little subtle sometimes.
Savannah's
but then, and then
subtle,
when
dude. She's not.
I mean, yeah, and listen, I guess if that's her gameplay, like, go off. But even like when Jeff was reading the votes, like, she was very laser focused on Jawan and like, did you do this? Did you do this? You know? So yeah, that was very interesting that she had such big reactions and that we saw so many of them. I mean, I don't know if she had more that were cut out, but like, yeah, a lot of big reactions from her tonight.
Yeah, the way she was reacting, she's like, oh, I know he's talking about me. I know he's talking about me. And I mean, she was right. I can't even knock her. She was right. She was dead on.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, big reactions from Savannah. All right. So this is finally we could talk about it. Well, I've been teasing for the past, we were recording for 7.5 hours. Past 7.5 hours,
Ooh.
I have been teasing that a move didn't happen that should have happened. So let's talk about this. All right. Jeff's like, does anyone have any advantages or idols they want to play? And I'm like, here it comes. We set it up last week. It has been put on a silver platter this episode. Sophi B is gonna play Her Knowledge is Power. And I know Sophi B commented on the first few podcasts this season and then stopped. I'm aware that I have a personality that some people love and some people hate. I'm very divisive. And maybe I've put her off from commenting. I don't know. What I will say, though, is that no holds barred. Why didn't she play Her Knowledge is Power? We're going into the final 8?
Like,
play it. Like, steal the idol.
Yeah.
You know, it's like likely that Christina has the idol. Play your flippin' Knowledge is Power. Steal it. Christina's on the opposing force. She is the part of the opposing force. Steal her idol. I do not buy next time on Survivor. Sophi being like, well, I might flip on Savannah and Rizgod. No, you're not. No, you are not flipping on those two.
That was definitely taken out of context. She's just saying what Sage wants to hear. But yeah, this play tonight, I was genuinely like really surprised because genuinely, what are you waiting for? Like
a written invitation?
Are you waiting? Are you waiting for the idol to go get hidden in the jungle again, and then you have to figure out who has it, or you have to go find it? Like I'm so curious, like what her reasoning is. And honestly, like really bummed because like she's been like my number one spot for like winner analysis for the last several weeks. Not 7, but last 3-4 weeks, something like that.
The real several? Okay.
Yeah, the real several. But yeah, I've been rooting for her, and like I mean I still would genuinely love to see her win the season or just do well in the season. Like, I think she's a good player, but it's like, I just don't understand, kind of like we've been talking about, like just sitting on your hands when you have something that can help you in the game. And it's like such an opportune moment. Like, you're not going to get a better moment in the game to play it. So, I mean, I guess I could be proven wrong in the coming episodes, but like, I don't know. I was very surprised and like honestly a little disappointed that she didn't play it tonight, because I'm still rooting for her, but like, man, tonight was the night to play it, you know?
Yeah, if any time was the time to play it, this was it. Like, this was it. Christina, I know it wasn't 100% confirmed Christina has it. Based on what we saw, it was enough to take the risk. And they even put a special for talking about it. And I feel like Sophi B is getting that edit, that narrative, where you're the person who talks about making a move and you just never do it. We were going the final 3 episodes, and Sophi B was so irrelevant to the narrative this episode. I don't know what the confessional count is. I don't have it in front of me. I know she got 1 or 2 at the very end, but it's only to throw out there that I might play my knowledge is power. It's giving me shades of what's her name from Laurel from Ghost Island, who's like, this is the week I'm going to take my gloves off and turn on Dom and Wendell. No, you're not. No, you're not. And like, at least with Rizgod not playing his idol, there is he is making moves without playing his idol. It's amazing the moves but like Sophi B is just not doing anything. She's just a vote for this side, which is fine if she had no advantage, but she does have one. And this was the week to play it. And it's okay if people in the comments disagree with me. I understand. That's why I was waiting so long to talk about this, because I know it's going to be off-putting for some. And Mary's defending Sophi B, and I am interested tomorrow I've told her to save it for the podcast, because I don't want to ruin our conversation. When we're going to podcast anyways. Like, well, let's not take the heat off talking about it now. Let's wait till tomorrow. But yeah, what the heck, man? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm very curious to hear Mary's thoughts on this, because it's just, I mean, I feel like my concern right now is that has Sophi B been given such a favorable edit, and even just like, you know, quote unquote, like made good moves in this game, simply because she was the sole survivor of the disaster tribe.
Right.
Like, that's my big concern is like, okay, she's found this really great trio with her and the Rizgod and Savannah, but it's like, is she relying on that too much? Is she too afraid to make a move because of the, like, I don't know, trauma? That's a bit of an extreme word, but like the trauma of like surviving the disaster tribe. And so now she's just like, oh, I just got to survive, you know, and is not like really having her head in the game of like, okay, let me make some moves. Because it's not just enough, as we know, it's not enough to just get to the end. Like, you have to make moves. You have to like have something to talk about to the jury and like pitch yourself as like why you should win. Because otherwise you're going to survive all the way to the end and then get third place. And it's like, that's fine, but that's not the goal. Like, you should be trying to win. So I hope that's not the case.
Was not a move in this case. Whereas Rizgod's lack of idol play has been a move multiple times. Rizgod's idol is almost a running gag at this point. Is this thing even real?
That's the running
maybe it
joke
doesn't
of the
actually
season.
exist. Maybe I have been bamboozled. Maybe I was gaslit into thinking it existed and it never did. You know, where is Rizgod's idol? Is it? You know, I know it's real, but like, is it real? Remember we found it and everybody knew about it. Maybe that was AI generated. Maybe that didn't actually happen.
Ooh, yeah. Was Nate there? Nate works for Marvel, and Marvel's all CGI.
That's true, dude. Marvel's like, we could shoot on location or we could blue screen it. What should we do?
This entire season of Survivor was just shot on a blue screen.
Bruh, don't even. There's already comments be like, Survivor's fake. And then I always follow up with like proof, and then there's never know proof. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first. Conspiracy theory. Let's go.
Yeah, Survivor's on a budget cut, but they spent all their budget on the CG of making it look like Fiji.
Oh, that would be so expensive, though.
Yeah, that would be insane. For television, for network television. That's insane.
And it would not look good.
No, it wouldn't look like, it's so much cheaper to shoot on location. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Christina plays her idol for Steven. And I was like, the entire time she's playing it, I'm like, Sophi B's gonna steal. Sophi B's gonna steal. She's gonna say something.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I was expecting, like, as Christina was walking up to Jeff.
Hold on, Jeff.
Be like,
she can
wait
steal
a second.
She can
that
steal
would have
it.
been so funny.
I don't think
like,
it's officially been played
That's
yet.
all the proof you need that, like, Christina has the idol. Yeah,
she was walking up. You could steal it.
Just interrupt her.
Right.
Oh, that would have been so epic.
I don't know what the rules are, but I think as long as it hasn't touched Jeff's hand, I think it's fair game.
Yeah. Well, and Christina was still talking. Like, I don't think she'd even said, like, Jeff, I'm going to play an idol.
Right. Christina
like,
had not said, Jeff, I have an idol and I'm playing it, which might have been that. Maybe that's the too late moment, but she was just talking. She was narrating.
Just like kind of giving her like long spiel about why she's playing it for Steven.
Yeah.
And like, there was so much time.
So much time. The only way I can accept this for what happened and it'd be okay for Sophi B is if after the season, she's like, actually, I did try to steal and they cut it out of the show because they said it was too late. When and I'd be like, oh, but like, why would they not leave that in the show? That's good TV. That's amazing television. If she tried to and failed and Jeff's like, too late, like, that's great. So they wouldn't cut that. So which makes me like, go, ugh.
Yeah. Or even like, I mean, I don't even know. Like, I'm really grasping at straws here, but like, if someone else has a different advantage that we just haven't been shown yet, and she's like, oh, I want to wait and steal that.
Why?
But,
what's her steal? Rizgod's idol.
Yeah, what's more powerful than an idol? Like, yeah,
she's not stealing Rizgod's idol. It's just not happening.
Exactly.
There's not even
or if she does, that's like kind of weird. Yeah.
That's a terrible move. She she does it at the final 5. She steals from him and plays it for him. I don't know. Like, that's dumb. Because I think it's the last time he played the Idol's final 5. So,
yeah.
I don't know when knowledge is power expires. I assume same time, but who knows? / I don't think Even's gonna matter. I bet she just sits on this and then doesn't use it. And then final tribal's like, guess what, guys? I had a knowledge is power this whole time. Reaction is flat. Or reaction is people overacting because they want screen time.
And okay, maybe this is what Mary's going to say tomorrow, but the only like justification that I can see for this, and I think this would possibly be a real reason, I don't agree with it, but the only reason would be if Sophi B knows for a fact that they don't need the idol tonight, and it doesn't matter that Christina's playing it for Steven or for herself. And Sophi B
idol.
Also,
and it doesn't go back into circulation.
But here's the thing, none of Sophi B's closest alliance members know that she has this.
Right.
So if she doesn't want to blindside her alliance members at Tribal, that would be the only reason that I could see her thinking that that might be a bad move. But I don't fully agree with that logic, but I could understand if someone like thought that way, but I still think you take the idol in that situation. But that's the only thing I can think of.
Okay. Then she should have, I understand maybe I don't sell this to Sophie S because I'm not 100% sure she's voting with us because again, like Sophie S, while she did flip, maybe they're not 100% confident in her. She's 100% confident in Rizgod and Savannah. She could tell those two like, hey, between us 3, I have the knowledge power. I can just steal Christina's idol tonight. And we can
you tell them like 10 minutes
vote.
Before Tribal so they can't go tell people.
Right. And we can
like I don't think they would, but yeah, just in case.
We can save your extra vote and I'll just use the idol to save you, Savannah, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like Rizgod clearly played his fake idol to feel out whether he needed it or not. I don't know. Maybe he was looking at Sophie S's reaction, see if she voted with them. Who knows what Rizgod, well, I'm sure we'll hear next week why he ended up not playing the real thing. I'm sure. And how he got a fake, which as you said was just may have been just chopped off the torch. But, and I'm sure it's why they put them on the torch, by the way. So people have fake idols.
Yes, absolutely.
to play. But yeah, I'm just baffled. I just like the justification for not playing it in this situation to me is the pros are so much smaller than the pros of playing in the situation and securing your side. Steal Christina's idol, make the other side feel, oh my gosh, we really have no shot. I mean, it's kind of where they're at now. Like Sage is crying. I'm sure that Christina and Steven feel dead in the water. They're like, hey, at least not me, but that's not at least not me. And we still have a chance. That's at least not me. But like, that's all the positive there is here. Like nothing, like it's just but at least they tried. At least Sage, Jawan, Christina, and Steven tried. They tried.
Absolutely.
And they it didn't work because Sophie S, but they tried. And Sophie B, like it worked out. You could be like, oh, it worked out choosing the numbers. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
But once again, it's like being in the numbers is only so important.
Only
like
getting
to the end is only yeah. And it's like, okay, then you get to the end, then what?
The goal
Because you still have to make a case. Yeah, you still want to try and win the game.
There's only 2 goals to Survivor. 1 is to reach the end, and 2 is to have the respect of the jury to vote for you. If you only accomplish 1, you're Russell Hantz or Amanda Kimmel. You want both. You want both.
Exactly.
I want to be a winner. I don't want to be, oh, they should have won. Or they, like they, in this case, I don't like, what's Sophie B's case? She has one person in the jury who might vote for her and Alex. Again, they didn't have that strong relationship that we saw. So narratively, like, she has nobody on the jury.
Yeah. Because what her story is unfortunately becoming now is like, it's a story of inaction where it's like, okay, yeah, you survived the disaster tribe, but like, what did you do? You lost challenge after challenge after challenge. Okay, cool. Like, you made it, but then like now, like, what? Okay, you just found two really strong alliance members that wanted to drag you to the end because you were a vote. Like, that's what her story is becoming. And I think she had so much more potential. And hopefully, I mean, again, I think tonight was the night to play that. But I mean, she does still have time. So, like, if she kicks it into gear and, like, understands, like, okay, I need to start making moves, like, she still has time to redeem this. I'm not saying her fate is sealed right now, but, like, yeah, this was definitely a step backwards for her, in my opinion.
So this entire rant becomes null and void that I have against this inaction if next week or the week after or whatever, she actually does play the knowledge power, it does steal something, and it works out positively for her. If she just sits on this thing and goes to final 3 with it still in her pocket, which is how I'm feeling narratively this is going, then I am just like I'm over here shrugging my shoulders, and you guys can't see it because we're not a video podcast. Number 2 on the charts, by the way, without podcast, video. Isn't that crazy? I know. Every time I ask for every time I tell a guest, I'm like, yeah, we just do audio. They're like, no video. You guys should see the messages. No video.
Yeah.
Rebekah's dad, no video.
Yeah, listen, I need to be wearing my Taylor Swift sweatpants. Like, yeah, we don't need to do video for this.
The video would just distract, honestly, trust me. Yes. Just because our faces are just so beautiful. We're so distractingly beautiful and handsome. Yeah. Handsome for me.
The one picture at the beginning is about all that y'all can handle.
I photoshopped us to be uglier in those photos. That's how that works.
You're adding wrinkles and
I am removing our natural beauty and photoshopping in. Right. I'm like,
you know how phones have like the beauty filter? Yes. You're like inverting it.
Yes. I have inverted the beauty filter. I'm making us look as normal as possible instead of the 11 out of 10s that we really are.
Honestly, that's the reason I haven't applied to be on Survivor yet, is because I just don't think they could handle me, honestly.
Casting like, sorry, only uggos here. According to Corinne. I saw her rant the other day. Not that I agree with her.
Yeah, I was going to say, no.
On that subject alone, I don't agree with her. I agree about other things, but that's definitely not one. All right, let's move on. So that is it for this week's episode. Let's move on to what's new on Patreon. As always, these podcasts are early and ad-free. YouTube's AI ad system has gotten out of hand. And let me tell you, I could do absolutely nothing about it. If I delete an ad, it's like, oh, you want to do ads manually now? And then I have to go through and manually place ads. And then only if YouTube feels like it's the appropriate place will it allow the ad to exist. AKA, I might as well just let YouTube do the ads, because if I just want to clear that up, because like I see comments like, there's so many ads, or like this ad's like inconvenient spot. But it's like, that's honestly, YouTube changed it back in May. And I used to try to fight it and put ads in better spots or less ads. And YouTube's like, only if we approve that. Okay, well, so it's like kind of like negotiating with Jeff. Lame. I don't really have a choice. There's no counter. Yeah. There's no counter. YouTube is Jeff in the negotiation. I have no counter. All right. Anyways, so our podcasts are early and ad free on Patreon. Patreon has a free tier and it has paid tiers. We greatly appreciate you all supporting the podcast on there. I have quite a few videos on there for you all to watch if you do join. I have a couple I have like 3 Amazing Race videos, because I've been enjoying the season of Amazing Race, and I got motivated to make some, frankly. Good season. Nice. So there's 3 videos about Amazing Race on there. The patrons picked the video, Rebekah, of why did Richard Hatch decide to go nude as a strategy, unclothed as a strategy? And I was like,
that's a great question.
I was like, are they on to something, or are they just on something? That's what I asked myself. Ooh. And it ended up going down a rabbit trail, the video rabbit trails like really in a really interesting way. Like when I started the video, I was like, is this gonna be straightforward? And by the end, I was like, it's not.
Listen, you know me, you know I love rabbit trails, so that's awesome.
Richard Hatch is a very unreliable narrator. And that's the best way to put it when it comes to anything he says. He's very unreliable as a narrator. So it's like me sifting through what he said and like fact checking it to get to the truth of stuff. Let's put it that way. So anyways, and also I have a bunch of story videos for players who are going to be on 50. I've had a few people be like, I have a great idea. What if you did story videos about players who are going to be at 50. And I'm like, that is a great idea. And I did do it. It's on Patreon. I have like, at the moment, I think I have 7, 8, maybe 9 videos of people who are going to be at 50 on top of the videos that are already on YouTube. So I'm not going to have every 50 player covered, I think, before the season starts, but sure as heck, I'm going to have like 90% of them covered, and most of them, a bunch more on Patreon. So again, thank you all for supporting us. We greatly appreciate it. That's why we don't have sponsored segments. And when we do have sponsored segments, notice how there was no ads. That was really nice. Yeah, I know. That's how it paid for no ads, that podcast. It was nice, but
that's awesome.
Whenever I watch a video or listen to a podcast, I skip over the ad, sponsored segments. What? No way.
What?
I don't.
Oh no.
Hey, between you and me, listener, I don't blame you. If we get a sponsored segment, I don't blame you. Go for it. Okay, let's move on. Don't tell anyone I said that. Winner analysis. Rebekah, we're just going to do our top 3 tonight, but tomorrow, Mary and I are going to rank, I believe, the remaining 8. That sounds right. Is it 7 or it's 8?
Yes.
8.
I think it's 8. Yep.
Yeah. We go on the finale with 5. Is it 7?
No, it's 7.
Oh
sorry, I think it's 7.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
I was counting the extra vote tonight.
Was I butchering the vote count earlier? I thought the vote tonight was 5-3-1.
No, I think we got the vote.
But it was because the extra vote.
Because the extra vote. That's what was confusing me as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tomorrow,
I'm thinking of how many people based on how many votes there are, but forgetting that there was an extra vote tonight.
Savannah tricked us. So tomorrow we're ranking all 7, but tonight just our top 3. I've already kind of said my 3, so I'll just say them again. Number 3 is Sage. She's the best of the opposing force, in my opinion. Christina and Steven. Even though Steven is liked, I just don't get winner at it. If he wins, it's a baffling winner at it at the moment.
Right.
It's
even more than Kyle's.
Kyle had 90 something confessionals, by the way, and I'm still like, when I did a video recently called 8 Survivor winners who were most robbed, and it was it was a list based solely off of me asking people on YouTube. I'm like, hey, who do you guys feel were the winners that were most robbed of like a good story? And the one that came up that I was surprised by was Kyle. Like, sure, I also didn't think Kyle was going to win, but in retrospect, he had like 90 something confessionals. Kyle Camilla's secret relationship, was mentioned like 35 times, or whatever. Like, it was very present. It was overshadowed by Joe, but like he was mentioned a bunch of times. So I put in the video and people are like, you only put him here because you didn't think. No, I didn't pick so saying like all the thoughts of the video are mine, but like people, it's not just me about Kyle. Anyways, what was I saying?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I know I've been on the podcast with you, but like, he's like the first one that comes to mind for me of like, what was that edit? I don't know. Anyway.
For me, it's Erica's. She's the new era winner. I'm just like, why did you do this to her? What did
I just forget about those seasons though. 41 and 42, I forget about those seasons, like straight up.
Marianne had to get it. Gabler. Anyways, number 3, I like Gabler, but he was under the water for sure. Sage is number 3. She's the best of the opposing force. I wanted to put Sophie S at 3, but I learned my lesson again. How many times do you have to teach you this lesson, old man? That was me last season. I had the lesson taught to me again when Joe didn't win. So I have learned. Joe had 0 confessionals. Okay, we have reaffirmed what I need to know. If Sophie S wins, holy freaking crap, did the show do her dirty in the first half of the season. I want to put her at 3, but I'm not going to, but I want to, but I'm not going to. Okay. Stage number 3. Number 2 for me is Rizgod. Number 1, Savannah. Honestly, if it wasn't for the tribe divisions, I would have, let's say we didn't know who's on 50 / these people weren't on 50 / their 50 isn't a thing. Like, this is just a regular New Era season. Rizgod would be at 1. He would be. The tribe division solely have me putting him at 2 instead of 1. He would be at 1 for me. What about you? Where do you have?
Interesting. So, I have similar. One of mine might be a little controversial, but okay. So I have Rizgod at number 3. I'll just say them all and then go back. Yeah. Sophi B is my number 2 and Savannah is number 1.
Sophie B's still at 2? She was so irrelevant.
She's still at 2. Right. So I'll go from Rizgod to Savannah. So Rizgod, the reason I have him at number 3 is I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I feel like the character that we're getting from him this season is that he has a lot of style and not a lot of substance. Now, clearly it's working. I don't mean that as like too much of a knock against him. Like, he does have some fantastic social charisma, but I do wonder, like, I think that's a good thing for the jury in the sense that I think people will like him, but I just wonder based on his challenge performance and I mean, I don't know. I know that he hasn't played the idol so to me, I'm like, oh, he hasn't used advantages. But like, I guess you could make an argument that he's been using this idol to his advantage quite a bit. So I don't know. I guess like specifically with challenges and just different things, I don't know that I see people voting for him to win. That on top of the, like you mentioned, the tribe divisions for 50. That's why I've got him at number 3 right now. Depending on what happens with Sophi B, I would be open to moving him to my number 2 spot. But Sophi B, I still have her at number 2. I've had her at number 1 for a while. And I just feel like, I mean, I had to knock her down this week just because she didn't play the Knowledge is Power. Like, she's got to play it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying this for a couple weeks of like, she needs to make a big move at some point to like have something to talk about in the final tribal council. So I'm moving her down because I feel like she's definitely taken a step back this
Her
episode.
closest allies are going to be in the final 3 with her at the rate we're going.
Yes, right. So, but I need to see her make a big move. If she doesn't over the next like episode or 2, then she'll continue to fall for me in the rankings. But if she plays the Knowledge is Power next week and it, you know, it's a good move or whatever, then she's right back in that number 1 spot. So, yeah. And then Savannah, of course, we've talked about her a bunch, but her just tribe divisions on season 50. I feel like, yeah, she's just gotten a lot of focus this season. I'm very curious how she's going to sway this jury. But I could see her definitely like being the person to beat someone in fire, and then have a really, like, again, if she can be aware of her gameplay and own it, of like, hey, this is why I played the game a little bit closed off and I was a little, you know, maybe aggressive or whatever. It's because of this experience that I've had in my past. If she can kind of incorporate that into her speech at the final tribal council, I think she has a really good shot at winning. So that's my top 3. Any thoughts from anything that I just said there?
I'm honestly baffled you have Sophi B above Rizgod. And I hear you, but like, and I'm not saying Rizgod needs to be at 2, but I'm baffled that Sophi B is above Rizgod. But then it's like, I think through the rest of the field of people and I'm like, okay, Christina, no. Steven, like, if so, he's gotten Gablered, I guess, a bit, where it's like, sure. He's been present, but like, what is he? What? And then who else? Sage is next to go. Sage to me feels next.
Yeah,
I have her
I
3.
think so.
Feels she's next to go. Sophie S, we factually know that is a mistake to put her high because we know about Zero Confessionals. We've learned our lesson. Okay. We learned, unfortunately, if she had even a 1 confessional episode to fill in that gap, my gosh, would I have her a 3? So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I can't really blame you, but at the same time, I'm kind of baffled just by this narrative storytelling here. Why somebody who ended up being a contender and is a contender at the moment, they just decided to skunk and ruin. So I hear you.
Yeah, that one, like you're saying, one little confessional would have changed so much about winner analysis.
Because in my opinion, Rachel of 47 had a strong premiere, but then the rest of the pre-merge is kind of just a background character, a side character. She's not really narratively important. And so therefore it's okay. I can forgive, but like about not being narratively important, but still having content. We've had some winners that has happened to. Look at Gabler, look at Rachel for a stretch of time. I could ignore Erica, but Marianne, Jam is important. I mean, but anyways, all the winners since Marianne have had narrative. They've been in the narrative some way, shape, or form. And they tried to trick us last season by giving Joe such a big episode. Him and the Eva. That's the one that got nominated. At the Emmys.
Oh, right.
And they didn't give Joe a confessional episode. I wonder if the Emmys are purists like us. And they're like, why didn't you give Joe a confessional? How am I gonna?
Like, we have questions. Yeah.
Impactful episode, but where's the confessional? Huh? Anyways, so my point is that like funny. I get it. Also, I don't get it, but also I get it because like, what options do you have? Really?
Yeah. I feel like here's what I will say. I feel very strongly about these 3 being my top 3. I'm open to changing the order, but these I feel like are the 3 main characters so far of the season.
Sophi B's become a nobody though.
Yeah.
In the show.
Yeah. That's true.
She's just a number for the Rizgod and Savannah.
Yeah.
I'd say she's less important than Sophie S in this alliance, which is probably not true. But narratively, she's less important than Sophie S.
Maybe I'm just being blinded by her potential, because I'm just still so much like, but she has the knowledge of power. Like she
yeah, so
I know, yeah.
So much potential.
You're right. Yeah.
Teeny squandered it.
Yeah.
Remember, I was like all the way up to like the week before the finale. I'm like, maybe in the finale, Teeny finally does something.
The finale is crazy,
bruh. Well, we're three up. We got 3 episodes left. Like,
I know.
Sophie
That's
B
where we're
needs to do
heading with
something.
Sophi B, isn't it?
Right. It's gonna be if Sophi B wins, it's very clear to me why she wasn't on 50.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
like genuinely, I think if she wins, it's because Savannah beats Rizgod in fire. It's Savannah, Sophi B, and Christina in the final 3, and everyone hates Savannah. Like, I think that's the only way that Sophi B wins at this point.
Sophi B could beat Savannah and Rizgod, and I would still say I get why they picked Savannah and Rizgod. At least Savannah is a big character, and Rizgod is... He's Rizgod. Like, is there another Rizgod? Rizgod's the only Rizgod I know. Savannah is her own character, too. Like, I can't name too many Savannahs. Like, she's honestly at this point channeling more Sandra than anybody else, I guess. But even then, it's not like, that's not an apt comparison. She's Savannah. She's Savannah. That's who Savannah is. She's Savannah. Like, there's not another person. Like, there's so many new era people. You're like, you could just be. You're almost like when you play old video games and they just palette swap somebody, they just change the color,
right?
And it's supposed to be a different character, but it's not. It's the same character. A lot of the new era people, you just change out their clothes. Like, it's like, you guys kind of blend in. But then there's new era people who don't blend in. And it's not just new era, by the way, pre-new era as well. But we're talking about new era because it's a different casting team. I can't comment on the previous casting team who also did the same thing prior to Island of the Idols, to be clear. The current cast team who could have corrected that mistake of just palette swapping people is still just palette swap. Like, we have this person. What if we get this person, but different again?
In a slightly different font.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? That's a really good analogy. I think you're going to get some good screen time for that.
Jeff's going to hate
really
Jeff
good.
would hate that. I'd be like, Jeff.
He's going to cut the cameras.
I'm on Survivor. I'm like, Jeff, there's only one me. But these people around me, I've seen them before in other new era seasons. I'm like talking mad smack. I'm like, they're just a bunch of palette swaps. And I'm like, oh, this is how I'm the final 3 GOAT. Oh, no, I get it. I would never, by the way, I would never say that. If I said that, it would be professional and it would be cut because it would be docking on the Survivor casting team, and they wouldn't let that on the show. All right, that's our top 3 for tonight. Tomorrow, Mary and I will rank the remaining 7 players, but I can't see me moving on my top 3. Everyone else is up in the air, and we'll talk through them tomorrow. But yeah, at the moment, I want to hear Mary defend Sophi B and see if you put Sophi B at 1. She's like, that was a good move. So
I'm very curious. Yeah, I need to hear her thoughts.
All right, let's move on. Trivia question of the week. Right now, I believe, am I in a 5-3 lead?
So currently the score is, yes, you have 5, I have 3, Rome has 3, and Rachel has 2.
I mean, Rome and Rachel aren't here, but it's pretty crazy that in 3 questions, Rome matched your score for the season, Rebekah.
I know. But to be fair, I've only been asked 1 question per week, and he got asked 3 all at once. So
why would that help?
To defend myself a little bit.
Why would that defend yourself? Rebekah, you have had 9 questions. Rome had 3. That doesn't make it sound any better.
No, listen, it does in my head. It makes it sound better.
All right, Sophi B. Okay, so let's go ahead. Give me your question first. Let's see if I get it.
Okay. Oh boy, I hope you don't know this one. Okay, so your question this week is, who holds the record for having competed in the most individual immunity challenges without winning any of them? Your options are Sandra, Sarah Lucina, Suri, Philip Shepard, or Claire, who still hasn't participated in a challenge. That's not a real option. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is actually incorrect. The correct answer is Sarah. She has competed
won an immunity? I thought she only won reward.
Yeah, well, it's either that or she's participated in less challenges. I'm not 100% sure.
No, that can't be right. Suri's been on so many seasons. What?
Yeah, true.
What?
Yeah. According to the wiki, Sarah has competed in 21 individual immunity challenges and lost all of them. So, yeah. That's what the wiki says.
Suri didn't win any individual immunities. Suri was on season 12. She went deep. She was on season 16. She went deep.
Well, Sarah
she was
also,
on season
I think,
20 and got cut early. She was on season 34 and went deep. She went deep 3 times out of 4.
But so did Sarah, right? Like Sarah
got cut at the merge on Kagayan went deep on Game Changers and deep on Winners at War. Sarah has 2 deep and Sari's gone 3 deep. Can you look up Sari on the wiki and let me know if she actually won an individual immunity? I just forgot.
Yeah,
I know she won a reward.
Now.
I don't think she won immunity. All right.
That must be what it is. Yeah, I think she won reward.
Won a reward.
So, yeah.
I'm baffled. I'm going to look this up later. All right. Let's move on to my trivia question for you. Rebekah, on season 32, Ko-Rong. Yes, I picked a newer season. On season 32, Ko-Rong, who were the 3 players that Medical needed to check on during the infamous reward challenge that saw Caleb evacuated?
Ooh, yes. Okay.
These people were not all pulled. Only Caleb's pulled. It's just that they were all checked on by Medical that we saw on screen. Your options are A, Caleb, Debbie, and Sydney. B, Caleb, Joe, and Aubrey. C, Caleb, Joe, Ty, and Sydney. Or D, Caleb, Scott, and Jason. So Caleb's in all the answers. Your options really are Debbie and Sydney, Joe and Aubrey, Ty and Sydney, or Scott and Jason.
I think I actually remember this. I think it was Debbie and Sydney.
That is correct.
Yes, let's go. Yep. I remembered something.
Yep. I want to argue that my answer was right as well, but apparently Sari won an immunity I don't know about.
Yeah, I'm looking, I might need to look into this a little bit more. We'll update next week if that was indeed incorrect, but because I just pulled it from the Survivor Wiki, so maybe they had something wrong, but
I mean, no, they're usually dead on. Actually, I find that I have yet to find anything inaccurate on there. Sometimes the lack of they won't cite a source on something, and that's the only time. But like this is not something they need to cite a source on, so it makes me
right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, let's move on to your all's questions that we asked for here on YouTube. As the episode ends, I asked for them on YouTube, and you all give us questions. Now, as always, I have an extreme bias. I play favorites. If you comment on actual scripted videos and on the actual podcast, your question is way more likely to be picked. If I don't see you comment on anything but this weekly post, I'm ignoring you. And by the way, you won't even know because you didn't listen to this part of the podcast. So I'm not worried about it. Really not.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So
at least you're upfront about it.
Yeah. Those actually listening, you comment on the podcast, I am more likely to pick your question, like straight up. All right.
Also, just real quick, because I did check the wiki for Sari. Yeah, it looks like the individual challenge that she won was just a reward. So she has won one, but it was just a reward. She's lost all the immunity challenges.
I'm going to have to count these after. All right. First question's from the Rebel Dog. He asks, what about Genevieve? What about Sophie is randomly emerging out of nowhere? Rebekah, yeah, right. Sophie is the Genevieve of the season.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, I think the difference is like Genevieve, from what I remember anyway, I felt like she had a much more positive edit early on. Like, yes, she had a zero confessional episode, but like the content that we did see where, you know, she like got her third eye and like saw things that she shouldn't have been able to see and just different things. It was like all of that was positive. So yeah, I feel like with Sophie S, it was more like the vibe is that the show doesn't like her.
Yes.
And so
but they had to make her important because she is important.
Yes, exactly.
It's a Nayanka situation.
I mean, yes. Yeah. It's such a bummer because I do genuinely enjoy like watching her play. I wish that we were able to consider her more for winner analysis, but yeah, it's just the show has kind of told us that she's not going to win, unfortunately.
MTSFWJC asks, what do you think the purpose of the fake idol play was by Rizgod?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think you were kind of, I think you were kind of on the money earlier with, you know, trying to gauge reactions. Kind of similar to when Rachel played her shot in the dark to like see if she should, play her idol that one time. Like, I think that's kind of what it was like, let me see how nervous this makes people. And also sort of a dual purpose. Like, I think he's also trying to get on 50. So, you know,
he's playing ballsy, but also he's probably playing it up because Rizgod did not do this pre-merge. All of a sudden, Jeff announces their spots on 50. And Rizgod's like, oh,
it's like, ooh,
oh, really? I got time this summer. Yeah. And I don't blame him one bit. All right.
Oh, I would have done the same thing. Yeah. Yes. Maybe not as flashy, but yes.
Next question from Kier Nalk. Will Sophi B blow her game by flipping to the other side? What do you think? I don't think she's flipping. I think it was just out of context, like you said.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think she's probably telling Sage what she wants to hear to like get information. That's my best guess.
All right, next question from Henry Simmons. Absolute Cinema, Rizgod and Savannah are top 5 characters of the new era. I don't know about top 5 characters for both of them. I can see the argument for Rizgod personally. Savannah top 5 characters. I think through every character. So if you want to say Savannah top 10, I think I could agree with you. Top 15 for sure. Top 10 maybe. Top 5, I don't think so. I definitely have more iconic characters in my head than Savannah.
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on what the criteria is. Like if we're talking about most villainous characters,
yes,
in terms of again top just the edit of the show, yes, I think she falls into that category.
Yeah,
but in terms of like just most interesting or like the biggest character, I agree with you. I don't think she would be top 5.
Right. All right, next question is from Anthony Ritter. The Christina crying moment to them seemed forced and overproduced. Like the show's trying to make another Joe and Eva moment happen. Do you agree with this, Rebekah?
I mean, I think I could agree with it being maybe a little overproduced in the sense that like, yeah, they were clearly, trying to make it a little bit more of a dramatic moment with the way they edited the audio of Jeff and then, the music and like all of that. I don't think it was forced though. I think that was a genuine thing that she was feeling and experiencing and like, she just, had to express it. I
think we're so jaded because of how many forced sob stories are put in the show and how many people are forced to like, I have trauma from the time I was in high school, half of my life ago when I got bullied once. It happens so often that where I think we've become jaded as an audience to thinking that genuine moments like this are not real. And this to me is a real moment where somebody's expressing their real emotion. It was not forced upon them by the show. And the show has done themselves a disservice by forcing so much sob stories in the new era that we're jaded to real moments when they happen like this.
Yeah. Well, and also this is like, it's so recent for her. Like this is just something that she's clearly still feeling and experiencing. Like, yeah, the example that you gave of something that happened, 15 years ago, it's like, okay, that may have been a very formative time, but the blow has softened a little bit since then. Whereas like for Christina, this literally just happened as of them filming this season. So I think her reaction and everything that she said and did, I think was very genuine. Did the show overproduce it? Sure, maybe. Even like Jeff kind of at the end, like, again, I think Jeff handled the moment really well, but he did kind of at the end, like sneak in a little like apply to be on Survivor, I
know.
So
Jeff's a businessman. He's a salesman. He's always looking to sell something.
What are you going to do? Yeah, he has to.
He's always selling apply for the show. I will say that it's a genuine moment. Good for her. It's funny. I said Curb Your Enthusiasm earlier. I've been watching it, been binging it really lately. Have you seen the show, Rebekah?
Funny enough, I have not actually seen it, but I've heard some of the podcast episodes that they did talking about it, like recapping the show. So no, I haven't actually seen the show, but I'm kind of familiar with some of the content.
Heads up, it is R-rated. If you are listening and thinking about checking it out, for those listening, I say that, but there was, I watched an episode recently where someone's like, my father died 2 years ago. He's like, oh, okay. And they're like, you're not going to say I'm sorry. He's like, 2 years. He's like, so I still need to say sorry for that? Like, that was 2 years ago. He's like, isn't there like a time period where it's like, I really don't need to acknowledge anymore. Goodness. And that's how I feel when people bring up like stuff that happened to them like 10, 15 years ago. Like, there hasn't been enough time. It's a joke on the show because like it is just like it's a social thing to just say like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, or at least acknowledging it. And he was like kind of like blew it off like whatever. And then went back to focusing on himself. But it's like it was 10, 15 years ago. Like I don't like unless you're Gary Hogaboom, I don't really care. It's so long ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Like cool, but it's like it's not a sob story. Like it's backstory, but it's not a sob story. So.
I think backstory, like it can be very defining for your character without it being like something that you're still gonna like cry about,
Yes, Survivor, it's okay to give me backstory. Don't give me sob story unless it's legit like Christina. Christina is legit. If this had been the episode for Christina's sob story, emotional backstory with pictures, I'd be like, this was earned. I know you said they did something like that. Maybe they did with pictures. I forget. We don't keep track of the pictures anymore. They did that earlier in the season, or at least they gave her enough.
I don't know
pictures. But
yeah, I don't think they've ever given her pictures from what I recall, but she's definitely like talked about it with sad music for sure.
All right, well, let's move on to the last question, which is from OhMy7024. And they asked, do you think Blue Sophi B, will steal Rizgod's idol?
I mean, I guess maybe.
No.
I don't know what she, like, again, I don't know why she's waited so long with this knowledge is power. I don't know why she would do that.
What is she waiting for?
I mean, the only reason that she would do that is if Rizgod was in on it and they're just like, let's do a flashy move at Final 5 or whatever.
But it's not flashy if you don't do anything to Rizgod.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
I mean, if she steals it and she gets him voted out,
that would be huge.
Oh my. Right. Now we're talking.
Rizgod, you were flashing it all this time. I steal from you. I vote you off. I take back my rant. Like, good for you. But also, why didn't
different conversation.
But if that happens, why didn't she lead up to? Why was there no lead up to it? Like, she should have mentioned, like, I want to play on Christina, but I'm waiting to play on Rizgod at the right time. Like, something like that. Like, there should be something like
maybe
that.
We'll hear from her next week. Again, I want to hear her reasoning for not playing this yet, which, I mean, and also maybe the show just wants to like surprise us. Like maybe she just does it kind of out of the blue and it's like, holy cow, how did we get here?
Yeah, the jury reaction.
That's great editing, but.
Remember Next Time Survivor had this big jury reaction tonight, and tonight happened. I'm like, I mean, it was a fake idol by Rizgod. Was that the big jury reaction? Was that what that was
yeah.
I guess.
I guess. I don't actually remember.
That's a
good point.
More.
I forgot about that.
I expected more, I guess. All right. Well, that's it for y'all's questions. Let's move on to our new section of this season's podcast where we review movies because Survivor is a story. Every season of Survivor is a story. But, you know, maybe we'll do book reviews at some point too, because there are more stories than just Survivor. There are more stories than just movies, books, and TV shows. But this season we're doing movies. So, Rebekah, this week is your week for a movie. What deep, thought-provoking, made for adults, I assume, movie did you pick for this week?
100%. Well, you know, because we've reviewed like Marriage Story and you know, different like hard-hitting movies.
Yes.
I want to just say up front, I'm not going to review Wicked 2. I'm not going to bring it up at all.
I forgot to ask. Well, hold on, very short. Was it good or bad?
It was good. I will say, watch it as a double feature.
Okay.
The pacing on the second one's a little slow if you don't do that, but it's very good. I love it.
Right,
but the actual movie, the actual movie that I'm actually reviewing today is The Emperor's New Groove. This is a movie that it is a kids cartoon.
What movie you're reviewing?
Emperor's New Groove. Have you heard of it?
I said hard-hitting adult movie.
Yeah. Is that not what this is? Maybe I watched the wrong movie.
Are we talking about the Disney movie?
No. Yeah, it's a Disney movie. It was made in the year 2000. Obviously, this is a pretty iconic movie. I feel like most people have probably at least heard of it. If nothing else, you've seen the memes, pull the lever, Kronk. Like, you've seen that meme, I'm sure, at least. But yeah, this is it's a movie that, a lot of people my age actually grew up watching it. I actually didn't watch it till I was a little older. I think I was a teenager by the time I watched it. But me and my siblings like quoted this movie all the time. I mean, this movie is it's just very fast paced and very funny. It is honestly, I mean, it's a movie made for kids, kind of like we've been talking about. But I love, I'll just watch this movie by myself and enjoy it. I actually got to see it in theaters back in 2021, back when theaters had reopened, but there were no movies to show. So they were just like showing old movies. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to spend my Saturday afternoon and my adult money to go see this movie in theaters.
You could have been applying for Survivor.
I could have been. Yeah. What am I doing? Watching this movie again. But
Jeff appears during Emperor's New Groove. He's like, hey, do you like having a good time? Then apply to be on Survivor. Just like in every movie theater, interrupts your movie.
Which it's funny that you say that because like that is kind of a joke in the movie where Kuzco, the main character, like, you're going through the story and he like pauses it to remind you who the main character is because it's like focusing on someone else. He's like, just as a reminder. So it would be really funny if that was Jeff and he was like, just as a reminder, you could apply to be on Survivor. Just
imagine the chaos of going to the theater and seeing a movie, any movie, and Jeff just interrupts the middle of the movie. He's like, hey, do you think this movie is related to Survivor? Apply to be on Survivor,
yeah.
Like, how much money would that cost?
Funny.
And too much. Just insane amount of money.
Mid-film. That would be crazy.
Any film you go and see at the theater.
Oh, man.
Oppenheimer, perfect.
Oh, that would be wild. Oh, man.
You think he's the bomb? You could be the bomb on Survivor. All right, that's probably my worst joke.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm just saying it's inappropriate to have Survivor do in the middle of movies. It could happen. Emperor's New Groove, though. Yeah.
It could, but should it? Yeah, so I guess just to give a brief synopsis of this story, it's sort of so basically it follows this selfish emperor who gets turned into a llama. It's a very serious film. He gets turned into a llama on accident, and then he has to kind of trust and work with this peasant who he was being really mean to and was threatening to tear down his house and stuff. And now he has to trust this guy to get him back to the castle safely while he's, again, a llama. He's a llama for a lot of this movie. And yeah, it's just, again, it's very quotable. It's G-rated. It's a very family-friendly film. So it's one that, yeah, if you have kids, your kids will enjoy it. Again, I, as an adult, enjoy watching this, so it's really for everybody, in my opinion. Wesley, you've seen this movie, right?
Yeah, I knew you were going to review this movie. I was just joking.
Okay.
Emperor's New Groove, I'm actually not really a fan of. It's really a very mid-Disney movie for me. I will admit that it is a movie I did not watch until I was an adult. It did come out as a child. It's just not one I watched as a child. So I guess the humor didn't land the way it would have had I been age appropriate for the movie when I watched it. It probably would have hit different. So I don't want to poo-poo on people's parade, because I understand this movie is liked by many people, and I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it didn't work. It didn't hit for me. It wasn't funny for me. It's an okay movie. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Interesting.
It was interesting that after all those Renaissance films that Disney did, that what ended the Renaissance, the first movie after, I guess this is what defined the end of the Renaissance, was The Emperor's New Groove. We had all those movies from Little Mermaid through Tarzan, and then they're Emperor's New Groove, and it's oh yeah, I guess the good movies are done now, huh?
Well, and I guess that is interesting that you say that, because to me these movies are in different categories. If I want to watch something that's artsy, then yeah, I'm gonna watch something like Beauty and the Beast or Tarzan or whatever. But this movie to me is just a goofy fun time. It's not that serious. It's just
not, no.
I'm not watching it for the artistry of it. It's just funny. So yeah, I understand it maybe doesn't you have to go into it with the right expectations. So I understand what you're saying. I will say the sequel to this movie, Kronk's New Groove, I consider that to be very mid. So it
was a direct to DVD movie, so that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, it does not live up to the name of The Emperor's New Groove, in my opinion.
It doesn't live up to the name Kronk's New Groove.
Exactly.
Right,
yeah.
Kronk was a great side character. He's the best part of Emperor for me, is Kronk.
Yeah.
And the fact that Patrick Warburton's kids sound like him, which I've seen them on Instagram or whatever, and his kids sound like him. I'm holy crap.
Really?
Kronk had kids, It's a bunch of little crazy Kronks running around, or another adult, I think, but yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, they can do an imitation of their dad's voice. I don't know if it's their actual real voice.
Oh, sure.
They can do pretty good imitations of their dad's voice, who, you're around him enough.
That works.
Got an iconic voice like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, and so for anyone listening who wants to watch it, it is available on Disney Plus.
Of course.
So I would stream it there. Yeah, it's a Disney movie. So yeah, but I would highly recommend it. Wesley, sounds like maybe you would medium recommend it.
Yeah, it's okay. If it's your type of humor, then you're gonna like it. If not, then it's just okay. Yeah. It's not bad. Well, it's not a bad movie. It's a breezy movie. It's not like you're sitting through 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Very breezy.
Yeah, it's a very tight movie. And again, if you have Disney Plus, give it a try. Give it a whirl. You might like it.
Fun story about Emperor's New Groove. I went on a cruise for my honeymoon with Mary, and we were on a Carnival cruise, and we were in a port. We were eating breakfast, and a Disney cruise was right next to us in port. And what was playing on the outside movie theater screen at the time? Emperor's New Groove.
So you just got to watch it for free?
It was hard to hear because it was a whole ship away, but I could see the large screen playing it on the Disney cruise. And it was definitely an advertiser for me to be like, what am I doing on this Carnival cruise? Not that I'm a massive Disney fan in that sense, because I think the cost is not worth the Disney cruise from what I looked at, but it did make me look, I will admit, at what a Disney cruise cost. I'm like, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well,
there you go.
hey,
That's my review.
We're open to movie suggestions. So if you guys want to comment some movie suggestions for us to check out, I think we only got like 3 weeks left in the season, but we probably will do this again for 50. So we're open to suggestions for the rest of the season. Not really. I think we got our movies locked in, but for 50, definitely. So put them down in the comments. We'll check them out. But that is all for this week. Tomorrow, Mary and I are ranking the remaining 7 players. And of course, Rebekah will be back next week. Okay, everybody. Bye.
Bye.